Hello, here I am suspended in a gondola above Mount Pleasant. The plan for this wander is to climb down the bridle path into Lyttleton and then take a ferry over to Otamahua or Quail Island and stay the night in a hut there. Then I'm going to grab a ferry back across and then go to Diamond Harbour on the other side of Lyttleton Harbour, and I'm going to walk across Banks Peninsula down towards Akaroa. Should be a bloody good one. Joyce. Alright, so as you can see over there, that's where we're headed, Otamahua, Quail Island. It's a dock hut up there, it's bookable, seems like a really nice place to stay. We'll start heading down the path soon and get into it. So just here at the head of the trail, heading down into Lyttleton. It's a wee bit windy at the moment, it's kind of cold, but oh well, we're going to give it a good hit anyway. Hello, it's all very windy now. LLZ. Hey, so I've just made it into Lyttleton, starting to spit a little bit, so I'm going to head on down into town and get something for lunch, I think. Yes, hello. Here I am at the terminal for Quail Island chicken, but it doesn't seem like there's anybody here. This is about the time where I say things like foreshadowing. I gave them a call. The lady I spoke to says that the ferry seems to be still running, there's been no changes, so hopefully she's a goer. is us. It's a ferry. It's just dropped me off. It's taken off there, back over to Lyttleton. And here we are, Quail Island. Well, have a look at this for a hut. I mean, how good is that? The other thing is, I came in on the last boat for today, and I'm the only one here. It's a Friday night. I've got this whole place myself, the whole island. Can't believe it. Right, let's go for a look-see. Oh, hello. Yes, that's pretty good, isn't it? It's a wee bit dark in here because it's the middle of winter and it's in the afternoon. There you go, the bunk room. The second bunk room. Yes, good. There's an array of pots and pans, frying pans. That's a wee bit annoying. I actually carried a frying pan in with me because I thought I'll have some steak tonight. Probably wouldn't have brought it if I'd known they were there. Never mind. Ooh. Bit of a cracker view, nice. I thought I'd better just show you this. It's not a hut, it's practically a cottage. It's a 5-star hotel. Well, I'm going to get myself settled in here and I might get the fire going. It'll be a bit chilly tonight, so looking forward to this one. I was not expecting to see quail here because I could have sworn they were all extincted, but there's definitely some quail. Now these aren't the originals, these are just replicas I think, but back in the 1900s, both Scott and Shackleton brought dogs here to be trained for their Arctic expeditions. So they were quarantined here in Lyttleton on the island, and they also ran sled teams up and down the hills and the surrounding trails. Now I believe Scott also brought some ponies from over from China, and I think Shackleton, he got some horses from Siberia, some Siberian horses, which were also housed on the island and trained here ready for their Arctic expeditions. Now unfortunately, the dogs that they did take with them, if they were not succumbed to the elements, they were often used for food,
by the other dogs or even by the people that brought them down there, because times got pretty tough and they got stuck down there for quite a while, and unfortunately none of them actually returned. But I do think there might be some ancestors of these dogs that didn't go to Antarctica that might still be around somewhere in the country. Good news! I'd actually made a mistake. I'd forgotten that Shackleton's expeditions didn't do so well for the dogs, and Scott's first expedition where they set up the supply depots, they didn't do too well either. But on the last expedition of Scott, 3 guys actually turned around just before they got to the pole and took the dogs with them, so the dogs did survive on that one. Yes, good results. Speaking of dogs, check out this guy here. This is Osman. If you've ever watched any movies about dog sleds, there's probably going to be a scene in the movie where a whole lot of dogs in a sled try and jump a massive crevasse, and only one makes it, and he ends up pulling the rest of the dogs up and the sled behind him. Well, that's all based on this guy. He actually did that. It happened on Scott's last expedition. The rear of the sled fell into a crevasse and all the other dogs got pulled backwards except for Osman here. And he managed to hold on long enough for the teams to come and grab them and pull them up. Bloody good effort, eh? Also, I brought a new hat. Oh, and one other fella that you might have heard of, Admiral Byrd, he also brought some dogs here to be trained for the Antarctic expeditions. I don't think those ones actually went down to Antarctica with him though. Can't really remember, not too sure on that. Well, let's have a little go in here, shall we? All right. Yeah, no, not too shabby. Definitely better than some of the dog boxes I've seen in the backcountry. Still, it is rather sad that they suffered a fate. It wasn't really fitting to their station. Poor buggers. So up here behind me is another replica of a cottage that they built for people with leprosy. This was a leprosy colony for about 19-20 years or something. I think 1907 or 06 was sort of the first case reported, and they brought him here, built a hut for him to live in, and he lived there for quite some time. Some of the people they brought here recovered, some people not. There's a graveyard somewhere up around there we might have a look at soon. Also, like, there's people with smallpox and just sort of other diseases that people didn't really want them around in the population. So they brought them all out here to Quail Island and lived here for a bit. There is one story too of one of the occupants of these houses who was a bit disgruntled about the way his meals were provided and the food he was getting. So he actually he ended up chasing the caretaker back to his house, and was stopped very abruptly by the caretaker's missus holding a big old pitchfork of some description towards him. So yeah, wasn't always good times out here, but again, you know, you want to keep these people out of the population, and this is where they put them. I'm pretty sure we're safe from catching anything here, but just to be on the cautious side, or we might rug up. Right, so down here, this big long ship, that used to be the Dara, which was decommissioned and sunk here along with a few of these other ships. This is a ship's graveyard. This is where they dumped all the ships out of the way so that no other boats would crash into them. But this big long one in particular, the Dara, they dumped it here, stripped it of what they could, and then they decided, well, how are we going to get rid of the remains? And along came the army, and the army said, well, hell, we've got a whole lot of dynamite sitting here. How about we load it up and get rid of it? Pretty easy, isn't it? Boat plus dynamite equals no boat. Well, unfortunately, all they ended up doing was blowing a massive hole in the side of a ship over there. It was a bit embarrassing. Oh well. Right, well, it's getting dark now and I'm starting to get hungry, so I'm going to head back over to the hut, get a feed on and settle in for the night. Yeah, so we got the onions here, we got the steak, got a bit of salt and pepper, and we got some rice. It's going to be good. I am very hungry, I can't wait. Yes, we are looking good. I'm definitely happy with that. morning from Quail Island. I can sort of see the sun just sort of poking up behind me there. I've checked the weather report for the next couple of days and things aren't looking so great up over the peninsula. Also, the ferry that was going to come and get me, they're actually not coming till about sort of lunchtime today. I was hoping to get the morning one out, but they weren't running this morning, so unfortunately that sort of cut a lot of my walking time for the next couple of days and a half, and I'm not sure I'm going to make the weather gap that I wanted to make, so I may end up just cancelling the next leg of this journey. It's a bit unfortunate, but you got to sort of make good decisions when you're doing solo stuff, so we'll see what happens. I'll have a bit of a look this afternoon, but at the moment I'm thinking I might have to head back into Christchurch and find another way back out. Oh well. You know, while I'm sitting here thinking about just how good this place is, I'm a wee bit staggered that I'm the only one here right now. I mean, this is a great place to bring the kids for an adventure. There's a couple of campsites you can stay at if you want to tent it, or there's the dock hut you can stay in, or just come out for the day, have a picnic, hang out on the beaches, throw a line in. This place is incredibly accessible and it's basically right on Christchurch's doorstep. So if you're looking for something to do in the weekend, or you just want to get out and about, try something new, I highly recommend you come and give this a go. Righty ho, we're off to the boat, we're all packed up and we're heading out. Yeah, so I'm sitting in the day shelter on Quail Island, just waiting for the ferry to come over and pick me up. Had a wee bit more of a think about what I want to do. Weather's looking pretty good out there at the moment, but I do know it's going to change this afternoon. You know, ideally, I kind of want it to be halfway up the range there before it sets in. Essentially, I've lost about sort of 6 to 8 hours walking time, I suppose, just due to not being able to get the ferry out till about midday. So I think I might just call this one here. I might head back into Christchurch, catch up with some family and friends, and try and do the Mount Herbert Banks Peninsula Range another time. Make that into another adventure. Sort of hate making these kind of decisions, but if you're a solo walker, you sort of got to know your limits. Based on the time frames and the weather window, I've decided that this one's not going to be a goer. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame. Another adventure next time though, eh? So I guess while I'm waiting for the boat, I'll tell you a couple of other interesting facts about this area. All of this land here, all of that land there, all of that land there, all of that, Quail Island, and everything else behind it as well, you know, Diamond Harbour and Governor's Bay and all that. When the first settlers come over here, they traded all of that to the local iwi for 200 crisp English pounds. So just put that in context, in today's money that's about 35,000 British pounds or 75 grand New Zealand dollars. It's a lot of land for not a lot of money really, isn't it? Also, the local iwi, in their minds, they think that the island, Quail Island here, wasn't actually included in that deal, so it was a bit of a point of contention for them. Now, just to put that in context again, if the local Māori had taken that £200 and tried to buy back some of this land, they would have only been able to afford 1/3 of the land of this island, Quail Island here. I may have mentioned earlier that I was surprised to see some quail floating around here. Now, those ones are obviously imported from the United Kingdom, places like that. There were quail here originally, native species, but unfortunately they were wiped out very, very early on. You know, we're talking 1850s, 1860s. They were all gone. From here, Canterbury, the whole place, just wiped out. mostly due to predators that were introduced, also to us humans who are, you know, knocking them down and eating them because they're pretty damn easy game. So unfortunately we lost another good species of bird in this country. Seems to be the theme, isn't it? So before the island was a quarantine station and a leprosy station and a place for the Antarctic explorers to come and train their dogs. It was originally farmed by a man named Edward Ward, and he came to the island in 1850 something, built a house, lived in it for 2 months, then ended up drowning to death when his boat capsized as he was trying to get some firewood across, just literally a couple of months after he'd finished building his house. Bugger. Well, I'm on the ferry now on my way back to Lyttleton. That's pretty much it for this one. I'll leave you with some photos to check out, and we'll see you on the next one.